Oh, nice.
Oh boy. Alrighty. Uh-oh.
Thank you to our sponsors for today's video, Nokian Tyres, Amber, and StarCharge. Nokian Tyres is a leader in safety and sustainability. Maximize performance and efficiency with their made in USA all-season tires and their dedicated Hakkapeliitta EV winter line from the inventor of the winter tire. Learn more at nokiantires.com/EV. This video is also brought to you by Amber. Amber offers a modern extended warranty for your Tesla's battery and more without the burden of long-term contracts or upfront payments. Check out the link in the description below to browse their plan options and get started with a free over-the-air diagnostic check. This video is also brought to you by StarCharge, the largest EV charging manufacturer in the world, and is also a provider of residential and commercial battery storage and microgrid solutions. Hello and welcome to another Out of Spec Reviews video. Welcome to beautiful northern Colorado and welcome back to my Cybertruck. We have done a bunch with the Cybertruck up to this point. However, it's been completely bone stock until now. We are starting to see, okay, what can we do with the Cybertruck? And that includes off-roading, adventuring, overlanding, and really capturing the rest of the off-road season that Colorado has to offer. And well, I've made the most important upgrade to the Cybertruck to capture the fun trails ahead, and that is these new wheels. Martian Wheels came out with their new Cybertruck wheel. It's bead lock capable. You don't have to use bead locks, of course, but that you can. I'm going to walk you through all the wheel and tire upgrades that we've done, sort of the first major modification to my tri-motor Cybertruck, and then we're actually going to get it out on the trail here on the out of spec hill climb and actually see how it does. Now that we have the off-road update with a locking differential, off-road trail assist, and so much more. So join me as we get this thing on dirt. Not for the first time, but at least the first time on camera. And here it is, the Tesla Cybertruck. This thing over 16,000 miles now. If you haven't checked it out yet, I did a 15,000 mile update for you, and we really did everything possible with this truck. Now, I still have the stock wheel and tire when we need to do comparison testing against Silverado and Lightning and the new GMC Sierra and Rivian. The list goes on and on. However, I wanted to have some fun, play around with this thing in terms of exploring its capabilities. And the one thing I never loved about the Cybertruck, especially without the wheel covers, was the stock wheel. It also is just a balance of, you know, they're trying to find an efficiency balance, a cost balance. But Drew, my friend who runs Martian Wheels, said, dude, I came up with a sick new wheel for the Cybertruck. And this is really the first series production set. And we test fitted everything on this truck and they just look incredible. They're the 18-inch Cyber Rover wheels. We're gonna talk to Drew, get him on camera, figure out what the heck is going on with them. And we've wrapped them in Falcon Wild Peak AT tires. This is the newer version. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how these do off-road. We're keeping a similar overall diameter, being roughly the same. And this one's actually set up in a bead lock configuration. So this thing, we can actually drop the pressures pretty low, which is pretty sick. I've never personally owned a bead lock off-roading wheel and tire package. I am excited about it, especially for a vehicle this heavy, going low pressures without the risk of rolling the bead. is exciting. And yeah, definitely very cool. So aside from showing you around it, let's get Drew on camera. We'll walk through the wheels and tires, and then we'll get it out on the trail. Drew, how's it going, sir?
Yeah, really good.
So we've got new freaking awesome wheels for the Cybertruck from Martian Wheels. Give us the tour. What should we know about these things?
Yeah, so I mean, basically a fully forged beadlock wheel, which essentially, you know, what that means is this piece here, which is actually a separate piece that's bolted on, and the tire is now sandwiched in between this piece and the rim. So a very common thing to do for people who go off-road and things like that. You see it on a lot of, you know, your big Jeeps and things like that, so that you can take the tire pressure down really, really low and still keep that tire where it should be. Because otherwise the pressure is what's keeping it where it should be. So that provides a lot of advantages with traction on dirt and things like that.
So this is one of the very few wheels that I can think of that is built specifically for Cybertruck with beadlock capability.
Yep.
What else though? So I'm sure a lot of people are going to want these, not necessarily just for beadlock, because most people, honestly, unless you're hardcore off-roading, probably won't go beadlock.
Sure. Right.
So what else should we know about the wheel? First of all, what's the name?
So these are the Cyber Rovers, and yeah, really just so you, like you're saying, you know, how many people are really gonna like use their Cybertruck, you know, as a Land Rover, you know, and actually go out and do the kind of things that we're gonna do today? Probably not that many. So they're these wheels are actually capable to run them like we see them now, you know, in the full beadlock, you know, configuration, as well as the normal way to mount a tire. So basically, the rim is basically symmetrical, so you can have the tire on this side or on the normal side. Basically, what that means for the average person is you can just tell your local tire shop to mount them like normal and not cause any issues.
Will it look the same, or will you just not have this piece anymore?
So you will actually be able to keep this piece. So yeah, so you'll have exactly the same look as what you have here. You just are gonna have the outside bead on the inside of the rim. So there might be a very small gap here, but essentially nothing will actually look different from the outside. So, you know, it'll have that hardcore look.
Yeah, and I think that's what, you know, we've posted some pictures. We've already announced the wheels and everything.
Yep.
Everyone loves the look of the wheel. I mean, it's a really good looking wheel. It's sized perfectly for the truck.
Yep.
I think we get, you know, so you spec the tire as well for this. So what size are we running, and what options in terms of size do you offer?
Yep, so we offer 18s and 20s. The offset is, as we can see, a little bit further out than the stock wheels. That's within the, you know, allowance that we have here, so there's no clearance issues whatsoever. But it is, you know, a little bit more spaced out versus what I think are a little bit too spaced in stock wheel configuration. Yeah, anyway, 18s for a bigger tire like this, which in this case is a 285/75 18. That ends up being the same overall diameter as the stock tires, so you're really not making a change there.
Yeah, speedometer calibration didn't change or anything like that.
Yep.
It was perfect for me.
Yep, and everything else that the car, you know, needs to do, traction control needs to work well, brake, you know, ABS needs to work well, autopilot, you know, when that happens.
Yeah, yeah, it was all, the car gave me zero fuss, not even a warning or anything. TPMS works great, of course, which you've installed in these wheels.
Yep.
So that all worked pretty well.
Yep.
The 20-inch probably still looks pretty good. Can you run the factory tire with the 20-inch wheel?
Exactly. So you can swap that tire right over to the 20-inch, and but otherwise all same features with the beadlock capability, and going from a, you know, cast stock wheel to a forged wheel, just being much higher quality.
Yeah, so of course, when we're talking forged, we're not talking cheap, but we're talking quality. So do you want to tell us just a little bit about the wheel construction, the design process? What are the real benefits to the end user other than the styling?
Yeah, so obviously we know that styling is a big part of why a lot of people, it's a big percentage of why someone buys a wheel is the way it looks. But we are the ones making the wheel, and so when we do a new project, especially, want to start with, how do we make the best product that we possibly can, and so. Just like I had done an interview with your dad, Out of Spec Dave, talking about basically 3 different tiers of quality of wheels: cast, flow formed, and forged. This is forged, the top of the line, and that's strength, weight, and ultimately how the wheel performs in a dynamic situation is the best. Yep.
Yeah, so one thing everyone is going to be asking, of course, is the efficiency hit. And essentially, if you were to replace the stock wheel with the 20-inch version of this,
Yep.
probably not much difference.
Yeah, not too big of a difference. I mean, there are so many factors that go into ultimately how much energy you use, and aerodynamics is a big part of that. But when you have such a big vehicle, like at this scale, the difference that you're making wheel and tire wise actually doesn't make a massive difference. So,
And that's what I've noticed with these, which this is, the tire is making a much bigger impact than the wheel in this case.
Absolutely.
And, it's my first time experiencing the Falcon Wild Peak AT. Seems to be a really great tire, very quiet. I tried to get the Nokian Outpost ATs just because Nokian sponsors us and I wanted to run their tire. It's not available yet. As soon as it is, we're going to swap them on and I'm going to do a little Wild Peak versus Outpost AT tire.
And that should be more EV focused, right?
Yes.
Or some more consideration towards efficiency.
Yeah, these are really like, this is a Jeep tire, a Land Rover tire.
Yeah, this is no compromise, just designed for performance on a trail like this.
Yes, and so even with that, the noise insulation of the Cybertruck is so good that, yeah, it's slightly louder than stock, but honestly, if you put the music on a tiny bit, you will notice zero difference.
And very smooth. Obviously, you've got so much more sidewall with the 18, so
totally.
Just really rides great.
Yeah, so I've been overall very impressed with this total setup here. I'm really curious to see if the Outpost AT reduces trail performance, maybe in compromise for better on-road performance. But honestly, these have good grip, good response, and Cybertruck wants pressure so high, 50 PSI almost.
For sure.
That, the tire really doesn't get a chance to work at that kind of pressure for off-road stuff. So we've dropped them down closer to 30, 35 PSI. Safely, we could even go much lower than that with the bead locks.
Yeah, the lowest end that we'd probably want to start to play with is, certainly not single digits, but, maybe right around 10, 15 PSI, something like that.
Yeah, for low-speed sand, totally.
Sure, yep. So, but 35, it'll take that, stiffness that comes with that huge 50 PSI, and now it can comply a little bit. So it should be pretty good for this situation.
Well, I think that's a good overview of the wheel, the Cyber Rover. 2 sizes on offer to start. Color options, just one?
Black and gunmetal, which this is.
Okay. These look great to me. It kind of matches the look of the truck, and
I think so,
that's
too.
my preference. Black would certainly look cool, but might get lost in the tire. I don't know. I'm sure a lot of people just will go black because everyone likes black wheels.
It's pretty popular. Yeah.
And bronze coming in the future, maybe?
Oh, well, so if you want to do custom, then we can do basically anything.
Oh, wow.
And bronze would be, definitely up there. Really like that, and a lot of our customers do. Yeah.
In terms of that custom option, you can have these made in different sizes as well?
Well, certainly. I mean, we have now started to do more if you want to design your own wheel, we can do that. We can do just about anything. So, ultimately sky's the limit. The menu of, already pre-designed and ready to go wheels and things in stock are on the website. But yeah, we can do anything.
Is this the smallest wheel you can fit on Cybertruck?
I think you could maybe squeeze a 17, but then you're starting to potentially need to shave
Caliper.
the caliper or something.
Yeah.
So
Tell us about these as well. So you've got pretty low clearance. You have different lug bolts as well.
When we swapped these over, we went ahead and threw some of our titanium lug nuts on. We actually don't have a set that's available with 24 lug nuts like the Cybertruck needs. So things like that will be coming later. But yeah, this is just the titanium lug nuts that we made for Model 3 and Y. They have the same spec for Cybertruck, so just swap some of those over.
Cool. Yeah, it looks really cool.
Yeah.
So that's a cool upgrade someone can do, even to their stock wheels, I guess, in the future.
Sure.
So, all right, enough talking. Let's get on the trail. I love the wheels, by the way, just so our viewers know. I've been driving on them for just over 1,000 miles now.
Cool.
Highway driving, city driving. Honestly, the efficiency hit of the tire, like I mentioned, is going to be bigger, but I haven't done a side-by-side, and I really haven't noticed that much of a hit, Drew.
Yeah.
It's been, like you mentioned, when you're talking about moving this much weight, this much mass, that wheel tire, especially at 50 PSI, isn't going to make a huge difference over the already all-terrain tire that comes on offer.
Which is pretty surprising. With the slightly lower offset, they're pushed a bit more into the air.
Yeah.
And it's a, no compromise off-road tire.
Yeah, it hasn't been a huge hit. Certainly it's not better. I'm not going to say that.
No, it's certainly, and that's not the goal here. Yeah. Of course, yeah.
But if you were to run the stock tire, like if we could get someone to get a 20-inch set of these and we could run stock tire on both,
then you can have an apples to apples.
Yep. Then I bet it's probably within 1% variance.
Probably close. Yep.
Okay, enough talking. Time to go hit the trail with the friends. Let's go see how this thing does off-road. So we're going to start by going into off-road mode, which we've already done. And then I'm going to pull up our off-road app, which is right here. And here's where we get to choose the type of surface that we're on. And for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the differential open. This one has a locking front differential only because it's the tri-motor Cybertruck. And if we had the dual motor Cybertruck, you would get a front and rear locker. We're going to keep the ride height just in the middle until we get up to the obstacle over here, and we'll keep it in all purpose. So we have some camera angles up here, which is kind of cool. Well, that one doesn't work, but this one does. And let's go for it. So actually, I have not done enough off-roading with the Cybertruck yet to really get to know this thing on the trail, which is a shame because we've been off-roading a bunch of other stuff. But some of you may recognize this trail and this hill climb from the Out of Spec Overlanding channel, where we do our hill climb challenges. And of course, we're going to do a Cybertruck one, but part of our procedure is we have to run stock tires, stock pressures, actually, stock everything for the hill climb challenge. So curious to see how that does. But for now, taking all the PSI out of the tires down to 35 has made it really nice. We're just going to raise the ride height up to very high just because there's some pointy rocks down here. But for now, it's been so smooth when we take the air out of the tires. Wow, it's awesome. And what's crazy, actually, looking at some of these obstacles, is we've taken an Acura MDX up here.
Oh my God.
So
nothing's impressive yet.
Yeah, no. But this is, pretty sharp and stuff. So we're just going to kind of straddle it best we can and try not to snag a tire. And we'll just walk our way up it. So it should be easy. Here we go. No problemos. And that's the hill climb challenge. On camera, it never looks that impressive, but in person, it is actually pretty crazy as we make our way up there. Now, one thing I'd kind of like to try out is to see the benefit of that front locking differential. So I'm going to put this wheel over here and see if we can flex this thing out enough to get two in the air where, okay, so now we're spinning, but so the front is definitely spinning over there. Mm-hmm. And we'll have you get an outside view of this in a moment, but I'm gonna put the front locker on. There we go. We probably need to move it a little bit. It's flashing. Now it's locked in. And now we can just walk our way right up. Night and day.
Okay, wow. That's pretty amazing.
That is awesome. Physical differential lockers are amazing to have. I've done videos on the different drivetrain strategies on dual motor with locker, tri-motor, and quad motor on this channel. I'll leave that linked below so you can understand roughly what we're talking about. I'll get you an outside view so you can see the benefit of that locker, and then we'll go take it up the trail. Okay, so now we're not locked. You can see the wheel spinning, right? Okay, watch what happens when I lock the diff. Front locker up. Locker just engaged. Ready? Easy. Mechanical lockers. No waiting for software on the rear motors. Just walks its way up. So Alyssa, we're going to do the first stage of the hill climb, and I'm going to leave the differential locker off. Just like a traditional locker, you do need to kind of turn left and right to unwind those gears, and then you'll hear it hopefully unlock. Yeah, I can hear it trying to unlock. It's flashing as if it's attempting to unlock that front diff, but it is not yet. Yeah, it says locking differential not disengaged. Drive with caution. So
at this point,
that's weird. Maybe we'll just leave it on. It's locked. So what we're basically going to do is do the first stage of the hill climb, which is this. And this is what like most CUVs can do. You know, think even Model Y perhaps could get to this point. But then this is what's really tough. And that was nothing for the Cybertruck. We just walked up here. Yeah. But this is where it gets pretty dang crazy coming through the boulders here. And I'm going to take a pretty aggressive line that's going to max out ground clearance as well as needing lockers and using those rear motors. So Coleton's going to get that shot from there. I think Nick's getting this one over here. And we're just going to go gentle throttle. But actually, this has an off-road dynamics trail assist. But okay, got to go hard on the brakes, trail assist on, confirm.
There we go.
And now I have a 1 mile per hour. You can go as low as 1 mile an hour. So we're in trail assist, locking diffs. It's doing all this. So it's crawling itself up. I'm not hitting anything. I'm going to just ride the brakes a little bit though, and it's going to go forwards. Okay.
Oh, that's interesting. So you're modulating it with the brakes now.
It feels like really strong creep.
Right.
And you can see it's going to pull us up this. I'm not hitting the throttle. Oh my gosh, this is crazy.
Pretty awesome.
And I can just, this is a really good feature. A little bit of wheel spin, but it's just holding it there.
I mean, you can be this smooth with your foot, but I mean, you have to just be so focused and precise. It's just doing it by itself.
So it's pulling itself up right now, slowly but surely. And there. So it's doing all that.
That makes it so easy.
I've experienced some of these systems before, but honestly, never one that's as smooth as this is. That was really good.
That's awesome.
And then, of course, you get that awesome rear steer. So what happens if I go like 3 miles an hour? Then it really picks up and moves. Okay, trail assist.
Wow, that's really cool.
I've never had something walk up there like that.
Yeah.
So we've done Hummer EV, which is also on 35s, I think.
I think that's right.
Or 37s. It's on a meaty tire.
Yeah.
But it got stuck in there and didn't have the power to pull us out.
Okay.
And I could tell trail assist was giving it the beans, but it just did just fine.
So Hummer could not.
Hummer was wide open throttle, stuck in there. Give it some more throttle. That's full throttle. And it's just walking up, full throttle. Wow. Come on, baby. Full beat. That's to the floor. Come on. That's full throttle. It won't move. Let's see if we can get a little bit of a running start. Full throttle. There we go. That's so weird how much it limits power. I wonder if extract mode really limits the amount of power you can put through the axles, because I've never really experienced it that much. But very interesting. We completed the hill climb challenge, obviously easier than any vehicle we ever have. It just walks up, no problem. Needed to go full power there. Wow. And I had to rock it to get it to go.
This felt
like nothing.
No big deal.
Well, let's go enjoy the rest of the trail since we're here. We're going to unlock the front diff. We're going to turn trail assist off. And we're going to go have some fun.
Heck yeah.
You can see it says unable to fully disengage diff. Re-engage, drive 100 feet, disengage, drive forward, and then turn left and right. But we've just been sitting here, so we haven't moved. So we will re-engage by going on. Good. Oh, I heard a noise, but it's the tonneau cover opening. I was like, what is happening? Okay, so Alyssa's getting in, and then we'll basically unlock it by going. I mean, on a trail like this, you could leave it locked the whole time, but it should not help with turning radius.
Yeah, and I don't know, I just feel bad.
Yeah, there's no reason to. You just put it on for obstacles like that, and then open it back. The electric car has one. Yeah. front diff lock really works wonders. So basically, this is Heart Attack Hill. This is crazy in person. I mean, Coleton, if you just stand in there, we're talking about 4 foot, 5 foot dips and drops here. I mean, that's pretty crazy. It looks pretty rowdy, but I think we can do it. I think if I just point it straight up here, we should be good. So we're gonna try it. All right, guys, well, we're gonna do Heart Attack Hill. This should be pretty crazy. I'm gonna go into rock surface. And I think I'm gonna leave rear steer on for now, but I can turn it off if I need to, but I don't think there should be a need right now. Front differential certainly is locked. We're gonna need that. So we've got everything up almost all the way. We're in very high suspension. We may have to use extract, but it's not great on the half shafts to do it. So we're gonna try and keep it out of extract if we can. Into drive. So let's just throttle it up. And I don't really know what to do here, but except go for it. So it might feel a little bit interesting, but we're gonna try and do this thing. Can't see anything but sky. Thankfully, these cameras are helping quite a bit, so that's cool. We're just gonna walk our way up in this little dip, hopefully. All right, well, let's do it. Just rolling up now. Having that locking diff, not waiting on software to do the motors is really nice. Of course, the rear is going to do it, but here we go. Feels so easy at the moment. I think we're going to do a little right hand down. Wants to go left. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, all good. Just gonna stay in it. All good. Yeah. I can, should I raise it? Should I raise it up?
Probably.
Okay. I can go into extract height. Increases traction and underbody clearance. Only use when necessary. But since we're bottomed out, we'll go for it. Right hand down action.
One bumper here.
No problem.
Oh boy. Alrighty. Uh-oh.
You're out.
When in doubt, I just floor it. So that's basically what we did.
Let me go a little further up.
Keep going.
Oh yeah, you're out of it. That was the hardest part.
Okay. Now we're good. Nice. Hell yeah.
Yes, that looked pretty crazy from my angle.
Yeah, so on camera, of course, it never looks impressive. So that looks stupid on camera. But that was a pretty crazy hill. And from a drivetrain management standpoint, dual lockers would have been preferred rather than having the rear spin. But really not that. Having the front locker, there's no way it would have done that without the front locker.
Yeah, definitely.
So also pretty impressed with the tires. I kind of like this setup. This is awesome. I mean, this is a big truck to be wheeling out here.
Yeah.
This thing is not small. This is more of a side-by-side, kind of trail. And yeah, no issues so far. We're about to point it up this, which could get pretty exciting. So let's see how this goes. We'll have to pick our line properly.
Oh man, this looks steeper than the last one.
Yeah, I think we'll go around this way.
No, and you guys have got AC seats on too. Just blocks. Yeah, and up that one, yep. Yep. How's he on that side? You might drop a little bit in the back end. Yep. Throttle?
Oh, buddy.
Hold on, I'm gonna get some momentum. Yeah. I'm gonna give it some speed.
Here we go.
Nice. Use the weight to your advantage.
Point it to the sky.
Cameras are so nice to have.
Mm-hmm.
I can just see the top of Drew's head.
Like a little shark.
Awesome. That was great.
That is thinking nuts, right? We're like, no fucking way. We're just gonna come up here and take a picture. Nope. We're fucking climbing. All right. It's nuts.
Yeah, we hit some rock.
On the first one? On the first
Yeah,
initial
the
stop break.
We have crested the Heart Attack Hill, and we're now headed down.
Wow. Oh boy, look at that.
Wow, that's very rutted out.
Holy.
Definitely.
Maybe right?
Yeah, I'm thinking right's
Yeah, I
good.
think right, but I mean, actually, the middle one
The
doesn't
middle
look that
one
bad.
we could really do. Man, I'm just sitting on the brakes so hard. Is it? Are we gonna make this?
Ooh, that gets narrow. There's gonna be some wobbly footage here.
Yep. Bless you.
You see this up here, Drew? You see that?
You want me to get out here? Let me go film this for a minute.
Yeah, we're good. So you definitely want to go to the left. Yep.
Try to go a little bit more to your left. To the left.
Wait, which one?
Rear passenger.
Yeah,
Oh.
to the left. He needs to go to the left.
So this is a funny situation. So you should go left, but in order to make the rear wheel go left, you should turn right.
You want to drop on the passenger side. Yeah, touching ground again. Yeah. Drop me straight.
Jesus for Jesus.
Okay, trail assist on a steep downhill. On. Let's go 2 miles an hour. Typically, I don't like these, but the thing that I like about it is hitting the brake doesn't cancel trail assist. It's like having just creep noise pushing you. You're on the brakes modulating. I think that's good.
That's what your, torque converter automatic would be doing.
Yeah, low range first, basically. Yeah, so this is not the only vehicle with like a trail assist function, but seems to be pretty good. Go down to 1.5. Nice tight section. Just feel like it would overheat the brakes.
They're getting hot.
What happens if I turn it off? Whoop. You go.
What are we doing here, Mr. Connor?
We're activating wade mode for the first time because there's a mud puddle, so I'm gonna go through that. And it said it could take up to 10 minutes to activate. This can take up to 10 minutes. So I'm activating wade mode.
Oh, okay.
It said it could take up to 10 minutes, but it's on. And we have a 30-minute countdown.
Oh, great.
So a 10-minute timer was like 20 seconds.
Nice.
So they really give you worst case scenario.
And it's got a little
I'm
countdown
just
now.
gonna dip the nose in to see how deep it is.
It's like 2 inches deep.
Think so?
I don't know.
I remember coming through here thinking, wow, that was really deep last time.
It doesn't look deep, but it's also very deceiving.
I mean, let's see. No, it's not bad. We'll just hammer through it.
Send it.
Sending. Okay, just hope there's no rock at the bottom.
Yep. Should I put a seatbelt on?
Yeah, we'll put a seatbelt on just in case there is like a big dip or rock or something crazy happens.
Okay, give me a second.
Ready? I'm
Sure,
gonna go
ready.
gentle for the first one, not
Okay.
super hard. But just to kind of get a feeling for it. Oh, 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 oh. Okay, so now we can hit it really hard.
Oh, yeah.
Now we're gonna hammer it. Let's do it.
Nice. It's a little rally course.
Yeah, buddy.
Nice. Oh, nice.
To the back. And
Don't want to understeer. Nice.
all right, let's do it. And ripping. full opposite lock
Oh
through
man,
water.
that was insane.
All right, folks. So what do we think here, Kyle?
Well, 5 people in the Cybertruck doing one of the more difficult trails in Colorado. Heart Attack Hill's no joke, of course. And really, we did this video to show the viewers our new Martian wheels, but we really put it to the freaking
Yeah, we
test.
really did. Yeah, this was great validation.
Yeah. I mean, those bead locks probably came in handy more than once.
Yeah, for sure. The way the tire was deforming when you had probably, 3/4 of the weight on one tire because the other one's up in the air, and that was pretty good. That's pretty good.
Okay, so we did hardcore testing. I mean, I don't think many Cybertruck owners are going to do what we did. It never shows up well on video, but I mean, I damaged the truck on the left side because we slid off of a slope into a rock. So other than that, the locking diff is cool, but it makes a lot of noise off throttle. So like if you're coming down with the diff locks, it's clunk, 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 clunk. So you just want to unlock it, but it doesn't like to unlock unless you got a lot of differential wheel movement. And overall, I'm just really impressed with the drivetrain being, the tri-motor. The dual motor would be better with dual lockers. I almost have no doubt about that.
Sure, makes sense.
But really impressed with the tri-motor.
Yes.
Just low speed, crawling. This is where Rivian struggles with stall torque. This has, only once did I go wide open when we were stuck in that divot.
Sure.
But it wasn't like not spinning the tires. I was just spinning everything.
Yeah, it seemed, incredibly easy to modulate and walk it up those really, really steep, slippery slopes.
Nick, your impressions?
I think it was just impressive what this big of a car can do, honestly. We had one section that was a little bit more of a challenge for sure, but everything else just crawled it up and no problem. So I'm really impressed.
Alyssa, you got soaked for this?
Took one for the team, sure. But I had fun. Mud's fun.
Yeah,
That's
she
good
loves to
time.
go off-road.
Yeah,
Nice and muddy.
nice and muddy.
So, Alyssa, you've now done this trail in Rivian, Hummer EV, and Cybertruck.
I think the Cybertruck's been the most capable for sure, but we didn't really push the limits of our Rivian, but those were also stock. This is not stock, so I'm sure there's definitely places where if this were stock wheel and tire, it would not have been able to make it. It'd be interesting to see what it does at stock, but just the capability of all the cars it's pretty fun to see what they could do.
Dude, and shout out to Falcon for these wild peaks for holding the weight of this thing pinched up in a couple times.
This is, they really actually worked. I mean, some of those moments where it was just almost completely pinched, I was pretty, I was expecting a pinch flat, to be honest, a couple times.
And we don't have a spare. Don't be like us.
Yeah. By 5.
Yeah.
By 5.
So, Mr. Connor, you had some fun over here.
Yeah, we got a couple little damaged spots. So these things, which we've known from other Cybertruck owners, these fall off. So that it's fine here, but we knocked the other side, I think both of them. Which is, actually this one looks good, just the back rear.
Well, something's going on in here too.
Yes, down here.
And honestly, I have no idea how this all happened. Maybe just the water pressure from the mud?
Yeah, probably the water.
Yeah, so maybe we hit the mud a bit too hard, but that's just a fender liner. I'm not worried about that. This was, we were totally fine, and then we slid off a rock into like something hard, and there was no way out other than lots of power.
Yep.
Again, not worried about it. It's plastic. I would like rock sliders on this thing, like I did to the Rivian, to prevent stuff like this, but thankfully just plastic. And then as part of that, we knocked the rear flat. As far as damage goes, let's look in the back.
I think the rear, it just kind of sat,
Fine.
it sat on this diaper like ever so slight here on this corner, but honestly, surprised that that's not a real issue.
So overall, a couple little plastic pieces on this side, probably a few $100 worth of plastic, I would think, down the side. I don't know. I'll certainly update everyone on the cost, but I mean, every time we go out, something happens. If you're not pushing your cars and being willing to damage them, then
Then stay on a road.
yeah, it's all part of the fun. I mean, certainly off-roading is not the easiest place for a vehicle. Drivetrain wise though, very impressed with this. Steering never gave us an issue, surprisingly, and we were on some pretty tight rocks and stuff. I wasn't trying to be abusive on it, but we could hear almost like a sawtooth motor going at times, and I don't know if that's the rear steer under stress, but definitely heard some things very faintly, but that all went away. So impressive. Drew, your thoughts on the carnage?
Oh man, it was really great. I mean, yeah, the carnage part only a little bit, and yeah, sorry that it was all on your truck, and not on the wheels or anything.
Yeah.
We had one scratch, I think, on the right side.
Yeah.
But man, I mean, this thing is just so capable, so much more capable than I thought, actually.
Yes, and certainly, like even having sway bars connected, like Rivian's got that cool hydraulic thing.
Yep.
Wasn't an issue.
Right. Yeah, but you know, interesting thing maybe to play with.
Yeah, we did get
Disconnect
a
the sway
little
bars.
bit too much wheel in the air at times, and I would like sway bar
Yeah.
disconnect.
Yeah.
Oh, it was up there too. Yeah, a few of those I was like, holy cow.
So, that's something where even the Range Rover does a better job of controlling, keeping the tire on the ground. But then in the corners, that doesn't handle nearly as well as this on road. So always compromises. I think Tesla still should have done hydraulic suspension like Taycan, like Rivian.
That would just take it to the next level.
Next level for sure.
So question for you, how did you feel rear steer helped or made it trickier in situations? Did it?
I think rear steer on a trail like this almost need it on something this big, because you'd go around a corner, the front would clear, and then the rear would clear that rock.
Yep.
So really nice.
Sweet.
In some situations, maybe you want to turn it off.
Which is cool that you can do that.
Yeah, and then you can. Yeah.
Like clearing just a big rock, you kind of had to, just get the rear in line there.
Overall, damn, I'm pretty blown away.
Yeah.
I thought it would do a lot worse than it did. It did really well. And it was fun, too. I felt very under stress, no temperature issues, wave mode worked.
Inside, it feels like you're just, I don't know, going over speed bumps, and then you hop out and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah. Inside really feels like nothing. And like I said, that's definitely the hardest trail in our area. And there were even people on side-by-sides waiting 5 minutes at the top to watch us come up.
Yeah, we had spectators. So, yeah. Up at, whatever, 12,000 feet or wherever.
Yeah, we were 10,000 feet or more.
Yeah.
Pretty high. Well, fun times. Thanks for watching.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.